Okay, so I will not talk about identity like most of you have, but I will present you a stereotype and how it could affect someone's life. So I think that we can all agree that Victoria is a very beautiful city that's filled with beautiful landscapes and very nice people. But there is something that most of us, no matter how much time we've been here for, have missed. And I mean, it's people. But I don't mean the people that we talk to every day, that we see in school or at the bus stop. I mean the people that we avoid every single day when we walk in the street. And that they're always there when we come to school in the mornings and we go home. But we always avoid them. And I mean the homeless people. So today I will tell you the story of a homeless man. But what does this have to do with stereotypes? It has a lot to do with stereotypes because this man became homeless because of a stereotype that we're all responsible for believing in, and a stereotype that kind of shapes our lives. Okay, so Barney, right there, was an average man who grew in a wealthy family, and his parents always gave him everything that he wanted. So he graduated from the University of Cambridge with very good grades, and he graduated as an accountant. And after university, he was able to get a very good job at an accounting firm in a very good position. And then within 3 years, he was married to a woman who he met in a bar. I think his friends introduced him to her. And she worked in the banking business, so we thought that they were a perfect match. So Barney and his wife had some sort of like a perfect life. They were really happy together, but they had no kids. Because they both had really good jobs, they were able to afford everything that anyone would want. So Barney was able to buy himself the best cars, the best phones, the best watches, clothes, and he could go on vacations to very beautiful places and buy big houses. And this all looks pretty good. I mean, some people would say that he was living the good life. He had what we all want. But the problem was that this is not what Barney wanted. This was what his parents always wanted for him. His parents were the ones that pushed him to, kind of pressured him to study as an accountant. But what he really wanted to do was work with comics. He liked drawing comics. And that was his passion. So he came to a point in which he just wasn't happy anymore because he wasn't doing what he actually wanted to do. Because he, like many other people, followed the stereotypes that society puts on us. The stereotypes of successful men and women. Like we all think that a successful man is someone who has a lot of money, who has a big house, who's married and has kids. But it's actually not. Being successful to me is following your dreams and being happy with your life. But we have such stereotypes that we all believe in and are so strong in our decisions. So little by little, Barney started to lose every single thing that he earned and that he worked for. He quit his job, he left his wife, and he started traveling, kind of selling everything that he had until he had nothing left. And soon, he was homeless. I think that there are a lot of important lessons that we can learn from his story. But there are two main ones. The first one is that we shouldn't feel pressured by the stereotypes that society puts on us. We should always choose to do and to study and to pursue whatever it is that we want to do, no matter how different it is. Because otherwise we will all maybe not end up homeless, but being sad and kind of miserable with our lives. And then the other lesson that we should learn from his story is that we shouldn't be so quick to judge and place stereotypes on people, because we don't always know their story, we don't know what happened to them. And an example, like a very good example, is his story, because I mean, sometimes when we walk in the street and we see homeless people, we think that they might be lazy and that's why they're homeless, that they don't want to work. But you know, no one, in my opinion, no one chooses to be homeless, because no one wants to live on the street and be cold and have no food. So I think that to these people there is a lot more than what we can actually see. So like the general lesson that we can get from his story and the presentation is that we shouldn't always believe stereotypes, and we should stick to what we think is true.